I get an article. Siddhi, can I speak?
I'm facing network issue, so that's the reason I'm not able to that. Now I was in. Hello, I'm audible.
Yeah, audible.
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking back. That was a reading is nasty, and I really appreciate your effort and confidence. That's great. But show some pronunciation and please try to speak and reading is clearly, okay?
Okay.
And that all is fine. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Please, please check website because I'm not able to, because the network is not properly registered, so that's I'm not able. Who is the next? Please check who is.
Hello. Can I read? Hello.
You can start.
Okay. I want to read article number. Okay. I want to read article number 3. India-Israel ties are defined by trust and reliability. Jai Shankar. Can I read? Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, you can read.
Okay. Against the backdrop of growing concern over the fragile ceasefire in Gaza Strip, Israel's foreign minister uh, Zidon Sar held talk with External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar and National Security Advisor Ajay Doval on Tuesday. Starting the conversation at Hyderabad House, Mr. Jaishankar said the India-Israel ties were marked by a high degree of trust and reliability. He said India-Israel counter-terror cooperation was essential. India and Israel have a strategic partnership with particularly in our case.
Please, sorry to interrupt.
What?
First thing, try to add name on website. Try to add name on website, please. Then you able to participate. Okay?
Can I read first? Then
Please
I
just add
can.
name.
I don't know how to.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay,
Where
but
is
next
website?
time try to add.
Yeah.
Okay, you can learn.
So India and Israel have a strategic partnership, and particularly in our case, that term has a real meaning. We have created a relationship with a high degree of trust and reliability, said Mr. Jaishankar. He said the two sides should work for ensuring a global approach of zero tolerance toward terrorism. In all its forms and manifestations, the two ministers preside over the signing of an agreement between the Sushma Swaraj Institute of Foreign Service of the Minister of External Affairs and the Foreign Ministry of Israel for training of diplomats. Okay, so in these articles, it's the talking about recently. I think the meeting between the two external affair ministers, S. Jaishankar, the Indian ministers, and the Israel ministers. What the name? Gideon Sar, and the is the 17th meeting. I think it's a held and they are talking about on the about the terrorism. I think how to control and how to uh, wait. Uh, Actually, I don't know how to summarize. Hello.
Uh, yes. All right. I'm audible.
Actually, yes, you are audible. Okay, they are talking
Yeah.
about on the uh, I didn't understand what is described in this last para about the Sushma Swaraj Institute of Foreign Service and all those things. Yeah, so I confused. That
No
article
worries.
is talking about the all like how to control or like about the zero tolerance toward the terrorism. Yeah. Anybody want to describe? They can.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for taking part. That was such a nicely reading and summarizes it too good. Yeah, article is very short and summarizes a few words. That's good. And ma'am, I humble request for you, ma'am, please add name on website then able to reading and participant. Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. I'll try to next time. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Where is
Yeah.
website
Okay,
and how I can mention the name?
anybody?
Yeah. Same. I don't know how to.
Site is a just check in message. Yeah, there. Just check in message. Please.
Okay,
Just check my message.
let me check.
There is a website, and you just text in website. Mm, website. That's this type. Okay. I hope you all understand. Everything is mentioned. Check this message. How to join, like, and that's all. Okay. Anybody add the some point from this article? Kuldeep, Dinesh, Chiki, Asis, Manan. Anyone? Okay. Okay. I will move the next. Next is a Dinesh Kumar. Hello, Dinesh Kumar. Please unmute yourself. Hey, I'm audible.
Yes.
Hello, Dinesh. Good morning. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Good morning. Denise, you are not audible. Please start to speak. Denise, your voice is not audible. He's audible. Anyone confirm me?
Can you hear me?
And
No,
no,
he's
I think he's not speaking.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So can I read next one?
What? No, only one article, one day. Okay? No, again.
By the way, nobody's here. I think nobody want to read.
Now my turn. Now, no, Dinesh is here. Hello, Dinesh. Okay, Dinesh, I think Dinesh is some network issues facing. Okay, I will read. Okay, so my number is 21. Yeah. Yeah, Dinesh?
I'm audible?
You. Yes, you're audible. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I'm sorry for the disturbance. I have some network issue, that's why.
Yeah, I'm also facing this network issue. No, carry on. Tell me your article number.
No, my article number is 25.
Okay, sir, carry on.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am. Ukrainian drones reach deep inside Russia. Ukrainian long-range drones attacked an industrial plant around 1,300 kilometers inside Russia, local officials said Tuesday, while Ukraine's army remained locked in an intense battle to hold back a Russian push on the key city of Pokrovsk in the eastern Donetsk region. Two drones targeted an industrial facility in Sterlitmak activity in Russia, Bashkortostan region. Regional government Rady Habri said in an online statement. He didn't specify what facility was targeted, but he said that both drones were shot down. There were no casualties and the facility was operating normally, he said. Meanwhile, the city administration reported an explosion at the Sterlite petrochemical plant caused the plant's water treatment facilities to partially collapse, adding that the cause of the explosion was not known. The plant, which makes rubber and aviation fuel, is not known to have been attacked before. Ukraine's daring strike deep inside Russia using domestically produced drones have embarrassed Moscow, with officials being unforthcoming about any damage and unnerved Russians. Ukraine has taken aim at manufacturing plant, oil refiners, and military logistics hubs in a bid to disrupt Russia's war effort almost 4 years after Moscow launched an all-out invasion. Explosions were also heard at an industrial area of the Nizhny Novgorod region, some 800 kilometers from Ukraine, where an oil refinery and petrochemical plant are located. Russian media reported. Officials did not confirm the reports. And now I want to conclude the article. Ukraine drones are reached deep inside Russia. It means Ukraine attacked Russia continuously, where they were targeted some oil factories and petrochemical plants in last November 4th. But uh, Russia told that when Russia reported there is no any casualties and after there is no any evidence to explosion, but they were spotted two drones in their Russian place. So these are things in this article. Thank you.
First things, thank you so much, Dinesh, for taking part.
Thank you.
That was reading this nice and summarized it good, but some mispronunciation like not Ukraine something.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah, ma'am, I know because some words are very new for me. That's why. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're right.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, and all is fine. Thank you, sir, for taking part.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for this opportunity.
It's my pleasure. Okay. Anyone at some point from this article? Article number is 25. If anyone at this point. So, okay. Let's move next. Shall we see? Who is the next? Okay. First, what to name? I'm not able to pronunciation. That Tehud. What's please confirm me?
Tawheed.
What's your name?
It's Tawheed, ma'am. Tawheed.
What?
It's Tawheed. Tauhid. Tawheed.
Tawheed.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell me your article number.
24.
24.
Yeah.
Yeah, carry on.
It's my turn. Hello.
Yes, you carry on.
Who, Dinesh or me?
I'm done.
No, Dinesh is already done.
Oh, okay. So it's my turn.
Yes.
It's a very big article. Anyone wanna join me?
Yeah, can I?
Yeah, sure.
No, you already done. That is no rule. Okay, please. Nilavani, you are able. Wait. Nilavani, please unmute yourself.
Okay. Anyway, I'm continuing. Opinion polls show Mamdani ahead of Cuomo. Cuomo awaits result as New York City votes for new mayor. Trump backs Cuomo, threatens to cut funds if Mamdani wins. Anthony Egari, a Jill Clubbing, New York, November 4. New York City's voters are deciding the outcome of a generational and ideological divide that will resonate across the country Tuesday as they choose the next mayor to run the nation's largest city. Zohran Mamdani, who won the Democratic primary earlier this year, faces former government Andrew Cuomo, who is running as an independent, and perennial Republican candidate Curtis Sliwa. who is trying to land a massive upset. A victory of Mamadani would give the city its first Muslim mayor and its youngest leader in generations, while elevating the democratic socialist to political stardom and giving his brand of economic populism one of the most visible political purchase in America. If Cuomo comes out on top, he will have staged a remarkable political comeback for 4 years after resigning as governor over a barrage of sexual harassment allegations. For Silva, the creator of the Guardian Angels crime patrol group, a win would put a Republican change of the nation's largest city at a time when many seek a leader who can keep Donald Trump at bay. The race has made Mamadani national figure as he has drawn the ire of Trump and other Republicans. Mamadani and Cuomo voted Tuesday morning in Queens and Manhattan, respectively, while Silva had already cast his ballot during early voting. The race has made Mamadani national figure as he has drawn the ire of Trump and other Republicans who have tried to cast him as the face of a new, more radical Democratic Party. Donald, Donald Trump endorsed former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo for mayor of New York City on Monday and threatened to hold back federal funds to the city if Democratic candidate Zohran Mamdani wins in the mayoral election on Tuesday. Whether you personally like Andrew Cuomo or not, you really have no choice. You must vote for him and hope he does a fantastic job. He is capable of it. Mamadani is not. Trump wrote on Truth Social, any Jewish person that votes for Joran Mamdani, a proven and self-professed Jew hater, is a stupid person, Trump wrote. Cuomo is continuing on support from moderates and Republicans to win, and he is hoping incumbent Mayor Eric Adams' late exit from the race and eventual endorsement will give him a boost among their overlapping bases of centrist black voters and ultra-Orthodox Jews. Mamdani has generated national buzz and won endorsement from big-name progressive including U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders and U.S. Republican Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. He has promised to raise taxes on the richest New Yorkers and use the money to make city buses free and provide free universal child care. Okay, so I just finished this article, and the whole article is about the upcoming mayor election of New York City. That is a very big city of United States of America. So it's a very long article. So I just want to give key point. What is the main purpose of this article? So there are two candidates for mayor election. One of them is Mamdani, Joran Mamdani, and he is from Democrat Progressive Party, a Democratic Party, and Enrique Cuomo, it's an independent, and he was also ex-governor, but still they have a lot of competition, and now this time Donald Trump, he just, how do I say, jump into this election campaign, and he endorsed a lot of things, and he also threatened if Zohran Mamdani, he gonna win in this election, mayor election, so he will cut federal funding to New York City if Mamdani wins. And Donald Trump also criticized Zohran Mamdani. He said he's radical Democrat and Jew hater. And it's according to their social media post. He writes some kind of things on X. So he just gave a lot of things like New York people, citizen of New York, you don't have choice. You should choose the Andrew Cuomo. You don't have any other option. Otherwise, you are also if you are giving vote to Zohran Mamdani, it means you are also a Jew hater. Nowadays politics it's become so complicated and complex. So these things is from this article. Okay, I finished. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for taking part. Yeah, such a nicely reading. I really appreciate you. And summarize is shortly too good. Thank you, sir. Anyone add some point from this article?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome. Anyone add some point from this article? Okay, so let's move the next. Next is Manan. Hello, Manan. Are you there? Manan, I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so which article you want to read?
I want to read article number 7. 7? Not
Say,
7.
7.
Not 7 actually.
7?
This 11. Sorry,
Okay.
11.
11. Yeah, sir, carry on.
Actually, your voice is not audible. Are you saying something, miss? Knock, knock. Hello, am I audible, guys?
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, so good morning, everyone. My article number is 11, and it is all about Indian satellites. So I'll begin. Indian satellites laden with features. Why are India's communication satellites so heavy? Answer. On November 2nd, ISRO launched the GSAT-7R satellite for the Indian Navy. The satellite's launch mass was 4,410 kg, rendering the launch the heaviest of a communications satellite from Indian soil. India's communication satellites are heavy because they combine wide coverage, high power, and long service life in one spacecraft to serve the entire country and nearby seas. The communications payload needs to support many channels across multiple frequencies, including the C, Ku, and Ka bands. This in turn requires many large deployable antennas, high power amplifiers, waveguides, filters, switches, and either many analog transponders or flexible digital processors. The antennas and pointing mechanisms also need to hold tight alignment in space, so their structure and thermal control systems and more mass. The satellite's high throughput demands several kilowatts of electrical power available for 12 to 15 years. So satellites carry large solar arrays, large batteries, and power conditioning units, plus structures to shield them in space. The spacecraft's long life demands redundancy, argue they are fit with duplicate computers, radios, and power units. Getting to the geostationary orbit add more mass in propellant. The GTO is highly elliptical orbit. Once the rocket places a satellite in this orbit, The satellite will use its own propulsion to move it into a geostationary like GSAT-7R or geosynchronous orbit. The satellite also needs to perform station keeping maneuvers and manage its momentum. The chemical propulsion system, still common on many Indian satellites, thus need significant quantities of fuel for these tasks. So I am done with my article, and the crux of this article is this article wants to raise the question that recently we launched the GSAT-7R. So it is one of the heaviest communication satellite of India, and its nickname is also Bahubali. I mean, the launch vehicle name is Bahubali. So why it is so heavy? So the answer which was given in this article was about that it consists of lots of multi-band communication. So it consists of C, Q, and Ka, and there are lots of channels, there are lots of antennas, there are lots of waveguides, there are lots of high power amplifiers. So it requires weights. And what is its weight? It is around 4,410 kg. And if I talk about this specific mission, by this, we are able to conquer the Indian Ocean and the Indian landmass also, and it will improve the maritime and defense cooperation of Indian Navy through satellite, through better connectivity, through better 5G or the future connectivity. So this is the advantage of this mission, as well as we are testing the cryogenic stage as well. We have tested before, but the reignition stage was new in this mission. So that's why this mission is very much important. And one thing which is very much proud for every Indian, that is it is indigenously built. So that is all about my article. Thank you.
Thank you, Manan, for taking part. Shah reading is a good and summarize is a too good because you highlighted all points from this article, so that's good, and I really appreciate confidence. Thank you so much. Anyone add the some point from this article? Okay, let's move the next. Next is a Sikha ma'am. Hello, Sikha ma'am. Sikha ma'am, please unmute yourself. I'm audible. Hello, audible. Is anyone confirm me? Yeah, I'm audible.
Ma'am, your voice is very much audible to all of us, except Sika ma'am.
Do this facing network issue. Yeah, thank you, Manan. Sikha ma'am. Now,
Your Miss Ma'am, your network is not good. Sometimes your voice fluctuates, so maybe you are facing network issue.
Hello. Hello, Sika, are you there? Maybe she is not here.
Ma'am, if Shikha ma'am is not here, please move on.
Yeah,
This is the,
who is the next?
I don't know
Next
who's the next.
is Sandeep Prasad. Are you there? Sandeep Prasad and DK. Both are not here.
Hello, I'm audible.
Yes, Siddhi, you are perfectly audible.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Sikha, ma'am, are you there?
Maybe she is not in condition to speak, so you can move on the next participant.
Okay, ma'am.
Can I read 14 number article? If
Okay,
no
ma'am. Okay, you can read.
Okay. So I'm going to read article number 14. Okay.
Ma'am, today I am present in the session and I guess it is already done, if I am not mistaken.
Okay. I don't know, but in the queue it is not mentioned. This article is not mentioned.
I think Siddhi ma'am is the host of this session, right? Ma'am, is it done or not?
This
Please
article is
confirm.
but
Yeah.
yeah. What, ma'am, carry on?
This article
Start
is
off
done.
with anyone which you want to read. Reading is important. Go ahead. All the best.
For me, information is important, not reading.
Yes, this
So
is a rule I
I'll
know, Manan. Yes. Tanvi, ma'am, please choose another article.
Okay. Let me see. 15 number.
Yes. Ma'am, carry on.
Okay. Please confirm I am audible clearly.
Yes, ma'am. You're
Okay,
audible.
so I'm going to read. Compound effect. Southeast Asian scam factories demand a coordinated response. The Supreme Court's call for a comprehensive inquiry into the proliferating menace of digital scams reflects the alarming scale at which Indian citizens are being defrauded. The bench's particular focus on digital arrest scams, where fraudsters impersonate law enforcement officially to extort money, underscores the underscores the sophistication and brazenness of these operations. What distincts the current wave of digital fraud from conventional cybercrime is its industrial scale and cross-border architecture. A sprawling network of scam compounds operates from conflict-torn regions and special economic zones across Southeast Asia, particularly in Myanmar, where state control is minimal and where disturbingly regime complicity appears evident. The mechanics of this modern day slavery racket are chilling. Victims are lured through fraudulent job advertisements promising attractive salaries and perks, often via Bangkok in exploitation of visa-free regimes. From there, they are trafficked across borders, primarily into Myanmar's regions controlled by border guard forces allied with the military junta. These compounds function as digital sweatshops where traffic, trafficked individuals are coerced through violence, torture, and sexual harassment to perpetrate elaborate scams, including pig butchering, a sophisticated combination of romance and cryptocurrency investment fraud. Myanmar's civil war has created ideal conditions for these operations to flourish. The junta 2021 coup and subsequent conflict emboldened the ethnic militants rebranded as border guard forces, who found lucrative revenue streams in hosting scam centers that could be texted to fund military operations. Proceeds are laundered through mules and dubious financial institutions such as Cambodia's Huoing Pay before being converted into cryptocurrency, making tracing and recovery nearly impossible. Global monitors have identified Chinese organized crime syndicates as the kingpins of orchestrating this transnational networks. India faces a dual crisis. Thousands of its citizens are trafficked into forced scam labor under brutal conditions, while thousands more at home fall victim to the very fraud these captives are forced to perpetrate. This demands a pronged response. The Reserve Bank of India, along with union and state governments, must launch extensive public awareness campaign about these scams while strengthening cybercrime infrastructure and policing capabilities. India must leverage diplomatic channels to force a coordinated regional response, working with China, Thailand, Vietnam, and other affected nations. India should exert maximum pressure on the Myanmar junta and Cambodia's regime to dismantle these operations. The United Nations must also be mobilized to recognize this for what it truly is, a modern manifestation of slavery that demands urgent international intervention. So, I'm going to summarize now. So, this article is about a big increase in online scam that are tracking many Indian citizens, especially this scam comes from Southeast Asia and Southeast Asian countries like Myanmar, Cambodia, Thailand, and these scams are well organized, international, and very dangerous. So, who people who lose money, and for the people who are forced to work in these scam factories. So now I'm going to summarize in detail. So why the Supreme Court got involved? So Supreme Court of India asked for a full investigation into this types of scam, like this scam. And Supreme Court tells about digital arrest scam. So in this scam, who is fraudsters, uh, they are pretended to be police officers or government agent, and they tell like victims that they are in trouble with the law. Then they warning or blackmail them into like paying money to settle the fake issue. And these scams only happening in these countries like Myanmar, Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam. These areas with like these countries have weak government control, or like here also in these countries have conflict zone. So because of this, making it is easy for uh, criminals to uh, operate this type of scam. And how people are trapped, scammers used to post fake job ads online, promising like they promise they will give high salaries, and they will give also easy work. And many people, and in these peoples also Indian includes. And many people also apply and are told to come to another country for the job. Yeah, I'm done.
Thank you so much for that teacher who was reading this message group and thank you, ma'am.
Your voice is fluctuating.
No,
Hello, Siddhi, hello. Okay, anyone wants to speak about this article? Article number 15.
Ma'am, I want to speak on this article actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
You read, okay. So this article is all about digital scam and how people of India are being fooled by some agencies, by some scam company. They offered uh, some lucrative tours like of Thailand or some job advertisement. And what is very important on this article is the location. They are doing this from Myanmar. Why they are choosing this very location? Because the state intervention is very minimal, as well as there is a political turmoil in that area. So they are very free, so they can do anything, whatever they want. So that's why this article is very concerning. So what are the way forward? So this article is saying there are many countries like China, India, Vietnam, who are the victim of this scam. They must come forward and make some strategic ideas or plans to overcome this very issue. Thank you.
Yeah, Manan sir, you explained very well and easy way. So, Siddhi, are you there?
yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
I'm audible now.
Still, your voice is like breaking.
Ma'am, I think your recharge is finished. You exhausted your data and your
No,
number.
no,
Your
no, 3 months.
charge is not working.
Currently, I
Okay, so next, Sikha, are you there? You can read now. I'm done. If you are free. Okay, she's not. So, Sandeep, are you there?
Hey, now, audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I'm facing two case network issue because I'm also using HRC, but
Am I
I
audible?
don't know what happened.
Yes, you are audible.
Yes, Deep.
Uh, Article number is 18. Um, so today I will learn on. I will read only articles. Actually, I'm getting late. Hello.
Okay, everyone. You're on
Mm, Okay. So the title of this article is to review surrogacy ban on the couples with one child. The Supreme Court on Tuesday decided to examine whether a law banning the married couples facing secondary infertility from using surrogacy to have second child amounts to a state restriction on the reproductive choice of the citizens. The union government has opposed the constitutionality of the legal provisions sections 4(3)(c)(2) of the Surrogacy Regulations Act 2021, arguing that availing of surrogacy cannot be claimed as a fun uh, dem- demental right. Uh, it has contended that the surrogacy involves the use of womb of another woman and the surrogate mother and should be available only after all our other options to attain um, parenthood have failed, including the natural birth and assisted reproductive technologies. The Constitution does not recognize the right over the another's individual body. Thus, the right to avail surrogacy cannot be claimed as a fundamental right and exists purely as a state, statutory right subject to the conditions, restrictions prescribed in emotional the 2021 Act, and the government submitted in the top court. The emotional toll appearing the before of bench headed by Justice B. Nagaratha on Tuesday. Advocate Mohini Priya represented couples of the facing secondary infertility and seeking to the surrogacy, arguing that the state cannot interfere in the private lived and reproductive choice of citizens. Secondary infertility is a complex and the emotionally challenging issue that many couples face when they struggle to conceive a second child after having successfully given birth to one. More children and previously the condition of often uh, surrounded of the stigma and misconceptions can be just the distressing as a primary infertility. Mr. Priya the lawyers submitted that the definitions of infertility in the context of surrogacy, both in the Art Act and the Surrogacy Act was not restricted to primary infertility. She urged that the court read down the sections 43C2 to allow couples with the secondary infertility to have second child through surrogacy. So balancing in interest of and the government pointed to the proviso two sections which often an exception for the couples with a child who is mentally or physically challenged or the suffers from life threatening discover of the fatal illness with no permanent cure. This applies whether um, their existing child is biological, theirs adopted of or the through surrogacy. This is a considered provisions which balance the interest of an intending couple who may have a genuine great need to have a second child through surrogacy, while the ensuring that the surrogacy procedure is not avail and the surrogate mother does not undergo can enter pregnancy when the intending couple already has healthy a living child, and the center said the backing the restriction no one can child policy. Justice the Nagaratha and orally remarked in court that the restriction imposed under the provision as the reasons able to judge on one occasion refer to the um, burgeoning populations of the country. Mr. Priya noted that the country does not have one child policy, insisting that couples would ensure that the best interest of their first child while availing of the surrogacy for second child. She referred to the adoptions and regulations 2017 under the Juvenile Nile Justice Act 2015, which allowed three children of any gender to be adopted. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sandeep. But next time try to summarize, okay?
Okay. Actually, today I'm getting late and actually I'm
Okay.
going to office.
Yeah, don't worry. Okay, thank you. Anybody add some points from this article? Okay, so who is next?
Ma'am,
Asika, ma'am?
ma'am, can I add
Yes,
point on this?
yes, share. Yeah, you can.
Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible and Siddhi allows to explain.
Okay, so thank you for confirming, Tanvi ma'am. So in this article, uh, everything is around about the surrogacy. So in India, it is neither banned nor allowable because surrogacy requires another mother's womb, and we all know how a mother goes through pregnancy, and it is very much suffering. So it is not at all easy. So in this article, they are saying that they want another child. They already have one. They want another child through surrogacy, and the court are saying that it is not your legal right or an individual right that you can practice on regular basis or without anyone's permission. At the same time, advocate is saying that surrogacy is their personal choice. It is not anywhere written that it cannot be practiced. So that is all about. More importantly, how surrogacy is done. So simply, first of all, before surrogacy, there is an agreement between the parents and the one who is about to surrogate. So after agreement, if they are agree, then the requirement of sperm. So then sperm is placed on the surrogate mother's womb, and after that, baby will born. That's how surrogacy is done. So thank you.
Yeah. So this information is like very important for mothers.
Ma'am, in our country, there are lots of mothers who cannot become mothers. Like there are lots of women who want to become mother, but due to some internal bleeding, due to some internal problem, they cannot able to produce baby. So this surrogacy that time become very important.
Yeah, but in this condition, who has one child, so they can't like they ban for this for second baby.
Yeah, yes, you are right.
So who is the next? Let me see. Sandeep done and DK all is I think done. Anyone wants to read any article?
Yeah, hello, Rise and Shine. Yeah, I wanted to read.
Yeah, you can read. Go ahead.
Okay, first I'll choose that which one. Yeah, I'll read this one. Article number 24.
Yeah, you can read.
Okay. Opinion polls show Mamdani ahead of Cuomo. Mamdani and Cuomo await results as New York City votes for new mayor. Trump backs Cuomo, threatens to cut funds if Mamdani wins. Anthony Azaguri and Jill Colvin, New York, November 4. New York City's voters are deciding the outcome of a general, generation and ideological divide that will resonate across the country Tuesday as they choose the next mayor to run the nation's largest city. Zohran Mamdani, who won the Democratic primary earlier this year, faces former Governor Andrew Cuomo, who is running as an independent, and perennial Republican candidate Krusty Saliva, who is trying to land a massive upset. A victory for Mamdani would give the city its first Muslim mayor and its youngest leader in generations, while elevating the Democratic Socialist to political stardom and giving his brand of economic populism one of the most visible political pitches in America. If Cuomo comes out on top, he will have staged a remarkable political comeback 4 years after resigning as governor over a barrage of sexual harassment allegations. For Saliva, the creator of the Guardian Angels Crime Patrol Group, a win would put a Republican in charge of the nation's largest city at the time when many seek a leader who can keep Donald Trump at bay. The race has made Mamdani's national figure as he has drawn the ire on Trump and other Republicans. Mamdani and Cuomo voted Tuesday morning in Queens and Manhattan, respectively, while Slava had already cast his ballot during early voting. The race has made Mamdani a national figure as he has drawn the ire on Trump and other Republicans who have tried to cast him as the face of a new, more radical Democratic Party. Donald Trump endorsed former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo for mayor of New York City on Monday and threatened to hold back federal funds to the city if Democratic candidate Zohran Mamdani wins the mayoral election on Tuesday. Whether you personally like Andrew Cuomo or not, you really have no choice. You must vote for him and hope he does a fantastic job. He is capable of it. Mamdani is not. Trump wrote on Truth Social, any Jewish person that votes for Zohran Mamdani, a proven and self-professed Jew hater, it is stupid Peterson, Trump wrote. Cuomo is counting on support from moderates and Republicans to win, and he is hoping incumbent Mayor Eric. The federal government provides 7.4 billion in a year to New York City. The president does not directly determine how much money any city receives from the federal government. Appropriation is the constitutional function of Congress. Control over how money is spent or withheld in acts of impoundment, which are forbidden under federal law, has become a point of increasing legal contention. Adams' late exit from the race and eventual endorsement will give him a boost among their overlapping bases of centrists, black voters, and ultra-Orthodox Jews. Mamdani has generated national buzz and won endorsement from big-name progressive, including U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders and U.S. Republican Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. He has promised to raise taxes on the richest New Yorkers and use the money to make city buses free and provide free universal child care. So these elections are, you can say, one of the most attention throughout the world. These elections are getting the attention, and because also Donald Trump has also just due to his Truth social media app, he also supported the Cuomo against Mamdani, and Mamdani is basically a son of Indian filmmaker. Yeah. So beside that, he is also a Muslim one, and if he won, as per earlier, you can say trend is just he is leading in this scenario. So he will be the first Muslim mayor of the New York City and also the first one who belongs to a South Asia. And and even he is facing many of, you can say, opponents from the Republicans and especially from Donald Trump. And he also once mentioned that if you wanted to if he addressed the voters that if you wanted to just there will be a radicalization and all the things on the name of Islam, etc. So you go to the side of Mamdani. But the Mamdani's point of view, just he has his efforts. Yeah, he make a great move in this. Yeah, obviously, if he won this race, so that will be a very, you can say, fantastic for the people just who belongs to India, who is from the Muslim community, and also the people just there. One thing is also shown that they are not such communal. And just if they choose him, even all the power, all the things are against him, but still if the voters choose him, so there is something that he have proven. And it also shows that in New York City, that Donald Trump has no such hold, as he is due to his policies or something else. Now over to you.
Yeah, Lucky, are you done? Lucky person, are you done?
Yes, yes, I have done.
Okay, thank you so much for taking part. That was a reading is nicely
Thank you.
and summarizes the two rules. So thank you so much.
Thank you for your
Okay, so
awesome.
yeah, it's my pleasure. Okay, I think all participants is done. Someone is missing. Now my turn. So my article number is 21. I'm so excited to read this article. That's the reason I'm hello.
Yeah, just come on.
Yeah, thank you. It is being on climate action. Recent remarks by Microsoft founder Bill Gates on climate change have had the desired effect. There have triggered to fierce debate on the effectiveness of the world's current approach to the problem. In a memo published last week, Gates, an influential founder of climate-friendly
Sorry for
techniques
interrupting.
and
Which article is it? Article number?
what?
Article
Is
number?
21.
Okay.
21. Yeah.
Carry on.
Technologies and solution questionnaire the domestic outlook on climate change and said human like survive the crisis of focusing all resource and energy on limiting the temperatures. Gates advocated great emphasis on improving health and prosperity, which is argued can make people better prepared to climate impacts. The argument presented by Gates are not new mitigations, emission cuts versus building resilience is an old debate in climate discussions. There is a advisors agreements that both are important and need to be developed simultaneously to minimize the impacts of climate change. In the research constructed real world, however, trade-off imminent and hence certain action need to be prioritized over others. The memo shift its Gates one position from favoring a centric approach to one that prioritizes adoption, considering his ability to mobilize money. This change is emphasis can have very important implications for global climate action. Integrity Gates' latest views align very well with the position that India has taken the last 2 years. It is also likely to fall many other developing countries that have been demanding great attention and support for adoption action. The argument is in this problems to have every humanities. It is not an accidental trait. It won't result in the end of civilization, as is sometimes argued, to that adhering to some temperature targets, so of 1.5 or 2 way to address the problem of climate change, and 3 that health and purpose, purpose, prosperity and higher level of development, particularly in the poor region, are probably the best defense against climate impacts. Improvement in agriculture, better health, greater access to heating and cooling and efficient anti-warming systems for extreme weather events would not just improve the quality of lives but would also save lives from climate impacts. As I mentioned earlier, these are not necessarily new or dedicated arguments, but the mainstream narrative on climate action advocated most strongly by scientists and climate activists is dominated by demands for rapid emission cuts and immediate energy transition and an early elimination of fossil fuels. Note surprisingly, therefore, the strongest criticism of Gates' memo has come from scientific community, which thinks his views could weaken climate action. Bill Gates is deeply misguided on climate voyage. Michael Mann, and prominent climate scientist and author of several books on climate change, while pulling one of his old articles in which he had countered similar arguments made in the past in a response of published in the Violent of atomic scientist Mano wrote that there was no way to orbit the planet if you cross its only safe and reliable way out when you find yourself and a climate hold is on a stop dinging and warming fossil fuels. He wrote. Catherine Highhoy, chief scientist as the National Conservancy and another prominent scientific voice was quoted by Axios as saying that reducing emission was not diversitying resource we protecting them. People often think of climate change as a separate, but it's the end of low row of other buckets of problems are trying to fix his, including poverty, diseases, and access to clean water. But climate change is not a separate bucket; it is a whole in every bucket. She said. There is also very real possibility of Gates' remarks being used by climate climate denialists to justify their one position. U.S. President Donald Trump immediate reaction, saying Gates' comments showed he had won that war on the climate change. Hicks highlighted this danger. The rationale, but is also not very difficult to see why Gates' new position is being appreciated in some quarters as an acknowledgement of harsh realities. Efforts to reduce emission have yielded minimal result of annual global emission or are still on the rise. The sixth assessment report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change said global emission in 2013 needed to be at least 43% below 2019 levels to keep alive hopes of meeting the 1.5 degree Celsius target. All current estimates suggested that even 2% reducing by 2013 would be difficult to achieve, and scientists themselves maintain that even if global emissions somehow miraculously turned to zero, of all sudden there would be no change in climate impact for at least a few more decades. That is because it is not just fresh emissions but the accumulated carbon dioxide in atmospheres that lead to greenhouse effect, and CO2 remains in the atmospheres for countries before disintegrating. On the other hand, adoption or building resilience, providing immediate benefits and effective yearly warning system, for example, can save hundreds or thousands of lives from entire weather events. Also, adoption brings local benefits, which is why it appeals or more than developing countries. Despite this, less than 20% of international climate finance is directed towards adoption projects, something that developing countries have been energy about. Gates' new views are those like to find a lot of reasons among the developing countries. It has of Indian position. Integratingly, India did similar reality check about 2 years ago, making almost the same argument to Gates in the economic survival of 2024, breaking away from the global narrative. It had said that keeping global temperature under some arbitrary threshold was a flagrant way of dealing with the climate crisis, and argued that rapid development and increase in the income was the best insurance against climate impacts. India had lamented the fact that development goals had been downgraded, and reduction of global emission elevate to the pinnacle of all economic policies. It made the case of allowing adopted species for developing countries like India to grow rapidly. The climate problem will also be solved on the way, it argued. So I have done my reading part. Now I am summarize from this article. So this article talk about Bill Gates is reshaping the discourage on climate action by prototyping adoption or mitigation. So this article, and Mr. Gates argue that focusing on adoption has immediate benefits for developing countries, In a memo, Gates questioned the effectiveness of current approaches to reducing emission and instead emphasized improving health poverty and reducing vulnerability to climate impacts. So he highlighted that while reduce emissions is important, adoption is crucial for countries like India dealing with the effect climate change. And Gates suggested that even if global emission mechanical stoppage CO2 already in the atmosphere will still because forming for countries local benefits, especially in developing countries. So overall, Gates is pushing for a shift in focus towards adoption, and that can help countries like India cope with the emission of climate change. So that's all from my side. If anyone at some point from this article, and if anyone feedback for me.
Yeah, awesome and nice. Yeah, but it needs a little bit more concentration on pronunciation, and you also summarized it very well and good way. Yeah, in fact, as we know that the Bill Gates was the founder of Microsoft. Just nowadays he analyzes, about this global warming and climate change and etc. So he recently the memo which is published, it is standing that it is a serious climate change is a serious, but it will not lead the humanity demise. Yeah, so and just he's saying as I get that only we will say that no, it is a challenge for it is a risk for humanity, but beside it we also must have to prioritize to emphasize the more inventions and renewable energy etc, so that will help also the poor countries to develop their economy, to develop their standard for the poor people. Yeah, so it is a good, but some people are criticizing. Yeah, it is also a point, because if just he give you can say priority to all these things, so all the things that were done for the reduction of global warming or for the reduction of climate etc, so there will be an impact on all these things, because it is a nature of it is our nature. Whenever we get a free hand from some side, so then we are not always you can say follow the rules and regulations. So if once all the things will be you can say uh, like that, so the countries who are trying to reduction in emissions etc, so they get always a free hand. So then there will be, if there is a reduction nowadays if 5%, so at that time there will be a reduction only 1%. Yeah, because they get a free hand, and also there will be a competition among the countries. So anyhow it will be also even if he is saying that it is an art, it is also a myth or something else, that it is a very risk for humanity, but in real it is a risk for humanity, as we will also observe nowadays the pollution, the air pollution and also other things, and also what's going on in poles as north and south. So all depends, so these things must be not taken in a such way, because he's an industrialist. So even how much the technology and innovation there will be, so automatically he will get its profit. But what will be the effect in the next decades? We must think, or the companies, or the government, or the UNO, UNESCO, all must think about all these things. That what will be happen in the next century, next decades. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lucky, for add some points. That's great, nicely summarized. Thank you. Anyone add some point from this article? Okay, no one. So now time is to conclude this session. So
I want to participate.
Okay, Shivans, please try to early. Okay. Okay, which article you want to read? Try to short
Time at
article. And just add name on
8,
website.
8, 8. भाई भाई बंद करो मतलब. Hello.
Okay. You can add name on website, then I will call you. 8. Okay, I
Ma'am,
will
you can add my name.
No, it's you can add 8.
You can't
Yeah.
add. I'm asking. You can't add. Okay. Give me a few minutes.
Yeah.
It's so there shows my name or not. Hello. Hello, I'm audible. Oh, I put my name, but it doesn't show.
Okay, carry on, Sivan.
Yeah, no, I think. Yeah, there is my name. Yeah, it's added. Shit, man. Okay. Hello.
Hi, hello.
Yeah, it's added.
Yeah, carry on.
Okay. Article number 8. India can be beacon of how AI can be used for social good. OpenAI official. OpenAI, a San Francisco-based AI research and development firm that created ChatGPT, has introduced IndQA, a new benchmark for evaluating AI systems of Indian culture and languages here on Tuesday. The company said its mission was to make AGI, artificial general intelligence, benefit all of humanity across languages and cultures. Some 80% of people worldwide do not speak English as their primary language, and yet most exciting benchmarks that measure non-English language capabilities fell short. The firm noted. That means existing multilingual benchmark like MMLU are now saturated, which make them less useful for measuring real progress. In addition, current benchmark mostly focus on translation or multi-choice task. They don't adequately capture what really matters for evaluating an AI system's language capabilities. Understanding context, culture, history, and things that matter to people where they live. That's why in QA, a new benchmark designed to evaluate how well AI models understand and reason questions that matter in Indian languages across cultural domains. Today, we are rolling out IntQA, built in collaboration with 261 experts across 12 languages. IntQA fills a key gap by enabling fair and rigorous evaluation that reflects India's cultural and linguistic diversity, said Srinivasan Narayanan, CTO, B2B application OpenAI. So it's done. I would like to summarize it. Uh, OpenAI. Oh God, किधर गया? OpenAI. The company said like he was a mission to make a artificial general intelligence for uh, for more languages which can use in AI, I think. Actually, because more worldwidely 80% people do not used to speak English. That's why they want to make other languages which help society, social, and firstly they're going to make for 12 languages, I think. Yeah, that's all. Hello, I'm done.
Yeah, oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much, Sivans, for taking. That was reading is a good and summarize is a good. So that's great. And I really appreciate confidence. Thank you, Sivans.
Thank you. Yeah, but I want summarize someone.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
No worries. One day is finally able to summarize. Summarize is a so understand your recording what you understand in this article. So that's
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, for giving this opportunity. And Mr. Lucky, would you like to summarize for me?
I think he's busy.
Okay, it's okay.
See, chat section. Okay, thank you. Okay, now time to conclude this session. So, for so